The whole Brooke, Taylor, and Ridge saga needs to be retired already. Can we get a fresh storyline? Honestly, the hypocrisy is staggering. Steffi and Taylor are always blaming Brooke for their family falling apart, yet they adore Ridge like he's some kind of saint. Did I miss something? Did Brooke force Ridge to leave his family over the years, or did he willingly pack his bags and walk out? Last I checked, Ridge made those choices all on his own. How can they hate Brooke so much while idolizing the guy who's actually betrayed them time and time again? Newsflash: Brooke doesn't owe them any loyalty. She's not the one who abandoned their so-called perfect family repeatedly. Where's all that righteous anger toward Ridge? Oh, wait, it's conveniently non-existent. And Taylor? She never seems to learn. But hey, enjoy the temporary spotlight, Dr. Hayes. On another note, I looked back at Taylor's history. Did she ever actually sleep with Eric? The jury's still out on that one. Either way, she and Brooke used to be the darlings of bold and beautiful fans. How times have changed. Speaking of Brooke, I hope she scraps whatever plans she has for Ridge when she finds out how quickly he's moved on with Taylor. Honestly, the Forresters deserve whatever chaos they've invited into their lives. Imagine if Ridge and Taylor have already sealed the deal before Brooke even shows up, and Taylor ends up pregnant. Classic soap opera twist, right? And can we please talk about how ridiculous it is that Ridge keeps bouncing back and forth between these two women? Every time Brooke does something that annoys him, he runs straight to Taylor like clockwork. And Taylor? She just throws self-respect out the window and hops right into his arms. It's been less than a day, and she's already clinking glasses with him, heading up the stairs. Oh, and about those glasses, Taylor's supposed to be an alcoholic. Why are the writers even suggesting she'd have a drink with Ridge? It's not just out of character, it's flat out irresponsible. For the love of all things dramatic, can we have a plot where Taylor wakes up, acts her age, and walks out the door instead of falling back into this rebound nonsense? Maybe she should dream up this reunion instead of actually living it. But no, she's up those stairs again, setting herself up for yet another heartbreak. Hey, welcome back to Fiction Forge. I'm Samantha here, and I'm so glad you're here. We've got some exciting stuff to explore today, so let's jump right in. The drama just keeps getting better, doesn't it? So now Hope's fake ache is apparently the new symptom of a woman who's definitely moved on from Finn. That's it, folks. The whole theory that she had some kind of medical condition causing her erratic behavior. Gone. She was just being her classic, totally predictable Logan self. No surprises there. And as for Brooke, let's not pretend she's some traitor to her daughter. She's actually doing the right thing by calling out Hope and Carter's betrayal of the Forrester family. It's refreshing to see Brooke actually stand up and say, yeah, what you two did? Not cool. No parent should just blindly support their kid when they've clearly messed up. So kudos to Brooke for not getting swept up in the delusion that Hope can do no wrong. But oh, the mental gymnastics Brooke's going to have to endure, especially when dealing with Carter and Hope, who feel totally wronged by Steffi and Ridge. If Brooke wants to regain control of Forrester Creations from Carter, though, a little more than a heart-to-heart is in order, especially since Carter and Hope are loving their new power. Now, how is it possible that Brooke didn't realize Taylor was still at Eric's house? Wasn't Taylor's car literally parked there? Maybe Brooke was too busy working on her "I'm not jealous" face. Also, let's pause for a second and wonder if Taylor has really convinced herself that she and Ridge had some kind of magical moment. The woman is an alcoholic, so why would she waltz into his bedroom holding 2 glasses from that little vodka rendezvous? I mean, come on, the writers can't seriously have forgotten that, right? But hey, maybe this time, Taylor's heart will finally give out from the stress of being Ridge's emotional punching bag. Wouldn't be the first time. When Ridge eventually learns that Brooke didn't just run to warn him about the papers, but also made a move to get the company back in his hands. Oh, he'll feel so bad. And you know what happens next. He'll come crawling back to her. But let's all hope that this time, Brooke has a little more self-respect and a lot more self-worth than to let herself be Ridge's doormat again. It's long overdue. Remy is apparently Bill's son, though I'm still not sure if that's with Quinn or someone else from his past. It's honestly a mess. Brother against brother. Oh, please, this is getting ridiculous. I'm just waiting for Brooke to walk in and stir the pot. Can't wait for the next episode. Team Brooke all the way, but Ridge, please. That man is a walking contradiction, calling my girl Hope a slut while acting like he's above it all. The nerve, lol. In my opinion, Brooke is probably going to go back to Ridge. You know how it is, a love affair between two women. Classic player behavior. But hey, that's real life for you. Can I get a thumbs up on that? As for Taylor, what a waste of space and oxygen. Seriously. And Ridge? Don't get me started. He's an egomaniac who can't trust Brooke to save his life. He always needs validation. It's either that, or he jumps to the next person to get his ego stroked. I'm starting to lose interest in this show. Honestly, it just reinforces the idea that women can't survive without a man. They'll take any nonsense thrown at them, no matter how disrespectful. Both Taylor and Brooke are successful women, but this show has them acting like they can't make it without a man. That's sending the worst message to young women. Like, come on, when did we start teaching them that they need a man to be happy or successful? Taylor, seriously, where's your self-respect? You're still listening to Steffi and hanging on to Ridge as if he actually cares about you. What kind of psychiatrist are you, really? It's obvious that Ridge is all worked up because he thinks Brooke is siding with Carter and Hope in this whole takeover mess. You're so desperate for his approval that it's sad. Girl, get some self-esteem. What is wrong with you? Next week's previews are shaping up to be a blast. Luna's got one hell of a bruised face, and honestly, I think she's way too young to be hooking up with Bill. Just saying. Meanwhile, Brooke stumbles in on Ridge and Taylor. Awkward much? And the way she pitched her plan to Zend. Please, it's obvious she's just pretending. I bet she's going to do the complete opposite and screw Ridge out of the CEO spot to give it to her sister. Classic move. Then there's Elektra. She's about to find out about Remy's creepy obsession with her. And I have a feeling the fireworks are just getting started next week. Can't wait to see that drama unfold. And of course, there's Taylor, playing second fiddle again. Seriously, when is she going to learn? Zend is all, I'll never betray my family. But didn't he already do that when he stabbed his cousin RJ in the back and tried to keep it a secret? Nice try, buddy. Steffi and Taylor love to trash the Logans, but let's not pretend they're any different with Liam and Ridge. Taylor's been stalking Ridge like a vulture, just waiting for the right moment to swoop in. Same tired story, different decade. Taylor's pathetic. No self-respect at all. She's supposed to be a psychiatrist, but she can't even figure out that Ridge doesn't love her. He knows Brooke is playing him, but Taylor's too blind to see it. If she ends up with her chest all busted up again, it's no one's fault but her own. Ridge, what a moment of truth. Do your worst. If I were writing this, Ridge's harsh moment of clarity would look like this. Every time he gets mad at Brooke, he runs straight to Taylor, sleeps with her, and then, oh wait, surprise. He realizes he's overreacted and, shocker, he didn't communicate. Guess what, Ridge? You're the problem. It's always been you. Let's not forget how this whole mess started. Ridge practically conned Caroline Spencer into marrying him. So he could, what? Sleep with her. Meanwhile, he's out there banging a journalist on the side. What a catch, right? He's always been the worst. The guy who proposed to Caroline just to spite her father, because nothing says true love like petty revenge. He wasn't even in love with her until, what, a decade later? Classic Ridge, always a piece of trash. Now, here's the real kicker. You know what, Brooke? No Logan this time, I am an asshole. I'm an opportunist, a two-faced, self-serving jerk, and I only love people as long as they serve my needs. You stop being my biggest cheerleader, I'm done with you. Gone. Sure, I'll show up, I'll be there, but only because I need something from you. Those good days you're so proud of? They're just part of the game. Get someone's hooks in deeper or manipulate them, so I don't have to face my own issues. I'm everything that little voice inside your head warns you about, and guess what? I own it. It's always been Ridge against the world, fighting for what he believes he deserves. And if you're not on his side, forget it. You're nothing. Everyone knows it, and they're too scared to call him out because, well, they've seen the abyss he's capable of. The one he keeps threatening to throw people into if they dare stand up to him. And let's talk about his emotional maturity for a second. The moment anything doesn't go his way, he runs straight to the nearest available woman and plays the "I just can't do this anymore" card. What exactly are you doing, Ridge? Oh, you claim to defend Brooke, but have you said a word to anyone else? Not that I've heard. You let Brooke handle Thomas, let her give him space to fix himself and become part of their family. But when it's time for your daughter to get a little space, oh no, banish her, cast her out like some kind of villain. Classic double standards. Honestly, I think Ridge's moment of truth should come with a nice horse's kick to the head. That might finally knock some sense into him. Can we just take a moment to talk about how fantastic Hope is as a mother? I had this revelation today. Hope hasn't so much as mentioned her kids since she hooked up with Carter. She gets fired, and you'd think, oh, maybe she'll go home to her kids. Nope, she just decides to stay at Carter's place for an entire week. Fast forward, Hope finally crawls back to her cabin, jobless of course, and guess who's playing mommy? That's right, Brooke. Meanwhile, Hope's back at work with not a single word about her kids. Honestly, is it any surprise she lost custody of Douglas? Seems like she only remembers she has kids when Liam's around. And honestly, are there any decent parents on soap operas? It's like a universal rule that no one's ever with their own kids. Oh, they're always somewhere else, sleeping in another room, hanging out with the nanny, off with friends, or, my favorite, oh, Donna's got them. Or they're mysteriously at boarding school for no reason at all. And let's not forget the classic soap excuse. The models are watching the kids while they're at the office. Really? No one's doing modeling and babysitting at the same time. It's almost like they don't want to pay for decent child actors. It's not just Hope, though. The whole soap opera world has a weird relationship with kids. They don't fit into the grown-up drama, so they just throw out all these ridiculous reasons to make them disappear. In reality, if these families were real, they'd be a chaotic mess. Kids running around, parents arguing over logistics, constantly trying to juggle everything. But no, let's just send them off to boarding school so we can pretend they don't exist. And now, with Brooke running the show as CEO, guess who won't have time for Beth? Probably best to assume she's with the ever-absent Liam. But hey, kids are tricky on soaps. That's why they always end up at boarding school or conveniently disappear off-screen. Meanwhile, Steffi's parenting style is to shove the kids to bed so she can go purr over Finn, or she ships them off to the nanny for sleepovers, because, you know, sexy time with Finn is obviously more important. And these are the only kids in the picture right now, right? Are there still any Bridge or Tridge fans out there? Seriously, anyone still hanging on to these couples? Bridge has taken a serious nosedive recently. I was all in from the start, but I've watched as more and more fans, including myself, throw in the towel. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping they break up for good. But hey, there must still be a few diehard fans holding out for Brooke and Ridge's destiny, right? Then there's Tridge. Oof, that couple has had its fair share of disasters. 3 different actresses playing Taylor, long stretches where she's nowhere to be found. How are people still rooting for these two? Personally, I think both Taylor and Brooke deserve better and should move on. No offense to Thorsten K., But he just hasn't had any real chemistry with Rebecca, Catherine, Krista, or Hunter, though to be fair, Hunter's time was super brief. If I'm being honest, the only person I've ever seen him click with is Shauna. That's the pairing I'd actually want to see. As for me, well, I used to be a Tridge fan back in the Ron and Hunter days. Now, I honestly wish Taylor would leave the show and let Brooke just do her thing solo. Honestly, the best moment between Brooke and Taylor was when they both had enough of Ridge, called him out on how he treated them, and then kicked him to the curb together. They walked out of that office, and it was glorious. Too bad they backed down from it later. That was honestly the best move either of them has ever made. What a missed opportunity. Any thoughts on how this absurd storyline is going to end? Because honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out. First off, why is Brooke suddenly taking over the company? She was made to do it, and now, surprise, she just swoops in and takes control. Meanwhile, what exactly has Hope done to Carter? She's basically ruining him, and now Brooke's been completely brainwashed by her own self-righteousness. Fantastic. At this rate, Eric's going to have another heart attack from all the stress. Seriously, why aren't they just taking this to court already? But nope, I'm all for the Forresters getting their company back. They've earned it, even if the drama is enough to make you want to throw something at the screen. And the Logan drama, oh, it gets better. Katie's going to lose her son again, all because Electra got fired. Great, and are they really going to shut down the jewelry line for the millionth time? This whole thing just keeps spiraling downward. It's so irritating. Can we just go back to a time when things made sense and weren't a constant mess? And Ridge? Going back to Taylor? I honestly don't even know where this is headed anymore, and quite frankly, I don't care. Here's my prediction. The status quo will somehow remain. Brooke will manage to convince Carter to hand over the company to her, because of course she will. Then, in a shocking twist, she'll just give it back to Ridge with one condition. Hope gets rehired, her jewelry line is back, and Carter is forgiven for whatever. The whole Ridge or Taylor tease? Total red herring. It'll turn out to be part of Brooke's master plan to make Carter think he's being manipulated, while she and Ridge are still playing happy couple. And everything will just go on like nothing ever happened. Where's the excitement that used to make the bold and the beautiful so irresistible? The last time I remember genuinely feeling the thrill was when Eric was sick, and they had that epic showdown between Eric and Ridge. Now that was excitement. The designs, the anticipation, the fashion show, it had everything. People eagerly waiting to see the new creations, the orders flying in, the buzz around the clothes. That's the kind of drama we loved. So why not bring that back? Because honestly, the corporate nonsense and the never-ending Ridge-Brooke or Taylor drama, not so much. And let's not forget when Steffi got kidnapped by Luna. That was the kind of storyline that made me want to watch every single day. Maybe we've just lowered our expectations since nothing has really happened in months. But hey, we're actually kind of enjoying this latest plot twist. Now let's just hope they don't fall back into the same tired Ridge-Brooke or Taylor love triangle. There's a ton of potential out there, so many fresh storylines to explore if only the writers would take the leash off. Seriously, how does time even work on this show? The lack of communication is mind-boggling, but the repetition is just chef's kiss. I love it though, honestly, can't get enough. So let's break this down. Why are Brooke and Zend still hanging out in the office, like they just released that press release video? Steffi already picked up her kids, Eric's off at a meeting downtown, and Taylor, of course, has done her usual Taylor thing for hours. But Brooke and Zend? They're still chilling in the same room, as if the world isn't moving on without them. And now, out of nowhere, Taylor is in Ridge's bedroom at Eric's house? What? Here's my guess. Brooke's about to walk in on Ridge and Taylor, right? I mean, come on, it's practically set up for drama. Two things could happen here. Either Ridge hooked up with Taylor and is now playing it cool, using her like some kind of sleeper agent. Remember when they tried to trick her into signing with the company, using Ridge as the bait? Or Brooke walks in on them in the act and instantly flips, betraying everyone for whatever reason fits the plot this week. Either way, it's a mess, and I'm here for it. Right when I needed Taylor the most, she decided to waltz back into town, just in time to be a big part of the reason the Forrester family lost the company. Perfect timing, right? She and Steffi immediately started spinning their web of lies, assuming Brooke would be just like them, totally obsessed with power. Each scene that unfolded just confirmed it, betrayal after betrayal. And then there's Taylor, Miss I Don't Need a Man. Turns out she actually needed a man. And what better way to solve that than by running up the stairs after him? Oh, I absolutely loved it. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.